You are watching Mpack Reacts.
Yo, what a dooski, it's your boy Will. You are now watching Mpack Reacts, and I'm back at you with another jointation. You hear me? Hey man, you can see, man, your boy working. Your boy is working, man. You feel me? Hey, I'm back. I'm back in my nostalgic bag, man. So we gonna get into some old nostalgic jointation. We gonna get into some old nostalgic vibes today. It's gonna be 25 most famous snacks from the 1970s. That's still not available today. I think some of them are available, but we're gonna get into it, and we're gonna be the ones to react to it. You hear me? So let's get into the content.
If you were a black kid in the 1970s, your pockets were filled with snacks that today's generation will never know. They were treats from corner stores, ice cream trucks,
That curly whirly looked like it would have been fire. I ain't gonna lie.
and neighborhood candy ladies, each one telling stories of community and creativity. Some have completely disappeared, and the reasons go deeper than you might think. Here are 25 snacks black kids loved that you will never
Man, they still got Zingers on here, man. And they said $1.59. That's the big pack though. Yeah, we still got Zingers. They probably don't look like that, but it's still Zingers on here.
find again. Buying now and laters from the corner store
We definitely still got now laters. Come on now.
was practically a rite of passage for black kids in the 1970s.
I ain't gonna lie, the pack small as hell now, but we definitely still got knowledge. They probably ain't as fire as they used to be. You already know everything that changed with the taste, with the cut. They didn't cut everything now and make everything fake. So
These little rectangular pieces of fruit-flavored taffy came in wax paper wrappers and cost just a few cents each, making them the perfect purchase
that thing said apple flavor. Y'all ever had an apple flavor now later?
when you only had pocket change. The name itself was a promise because you could enjoy some now and save the rest for later, though most kids ate the whole pack before they got home. Grape was king, watermelon was a close second, and banana had its loyal followers who would argue with anyone who disagreed. The original formula was hard and almost brittle when you first put it in your mouth. Then it slowly softened into a chewy mass that could stick to the roof for hours. Kids would walk around with purple or red tongues as proof of their latest corner store visit. For black kids in the 1970s, now and laters were not just candy, they were
Hey man, I missed the penny candy house. You hear me? Y'all hip to the candy lady, the candy man?
currency on the playground and a reason to visit the corner store every day after school. Getting homemade freeze cups from the neighborhood candy lady was a summer tradition that black kids in the 1970s looked forward
Shout out to the candy lady. My grandma was a candy lady down there down south of Alabama. You hear me?
to all year long. These frozen Kool-Aid treats went by different names depending on where you lived. Some called them Huckabucks, others called them frozen cups, chili bears, or lily dillies. The concept was simple but genius. Someone in the neighborhood, usually a grandmother or an aunt, would mix up extra sweet Kool-Aid, pour it into small plastic cups, and freeze them overnight.
Right, classic.
The next day, kids would line up on her porch with their quarters ready. The flavors did not come by name, but by color. You asked for red, purple, or orange, and everyone knew exactly what you meant.
Exactly.
Some candy ladies added bits of fruit or penny candy frozen into the cups for an extra surprise.
Oh, I ain't never think of that. But now that I think about it, that's what them guys do when I was locked up in prison, bro. They used to make little suckers. Like they'd melt the Jolly Ranchers down and like throw a annihilator inside of it, bro, and make a whole like sucker out of it. Bro, it was all cold. They boys was real inventive, you know what I'm saying? I mean, real creative, you know what I'm saying?
Experience of pushing the frozen treat up from the bottom as it melted, slurping the sweet juice as it ran down your fingers was pure summer joy. Walking into the corner store and pointing at penny candy behind the glass counter was an experience black kids in the 1970s will never forget. The store owner would stand there patiently while you counted your coins and made your selections one by one. There were squirrel nut zippers, Mary Janes, Bit-O honey, candy buttons on paper strips, wax lips, wax bottles filled with
Man, I used to couldn't stand them jointations. Probably because I ain't know how to eat them. I knew you had to like crack them open and probably get like the juice out of it, but all I still tasted was that plastic, bro. Like I don't know, them boys ain't hit right with me, but I remember them joint tastes though.
Syrup and fireballs that burned your tongue, but you kept eating anyway. Some candies cost 2 for a penny, making your small change stretch even further. The glass jars lined up behind the counter held treasures that seemed
remember
endless.
that rock candy though? Man, rock candy was something too, bro. But it was just it was too sweet. Like I could taste the sugar in that joint for real. Like
And deciding how to spend your dime or quarter took serious consideration. Store owners knew every kid in the neighborhood by name and kept track of who owed them a penny from last time. The corner store penny candy experience cannot be replicated today because those neighborhood stores and those patient store owners have largely disappeared. Discovering Pop Rocks,
nigga Trump done fuck the game up, everything high, man. Inflation is bad. He don't even want you to spend a penny no more. Pennies ain't even legal no more, like or whatever he said. He'll wipe the penny out of the whole monetary system, like.
for the first time, was like nothing else black kids in the 1970s had ever experienced. These tiny crystals of candy would fizz and crackle on your tongue, creating an explosion of sensation that seemed almost magical. When Pop Rocks hit the market in 1975, kids went crazy for them. The pouches came in cherry, grape, and orange flavors.
Bro, I remember the first time I had Pop Rocks, bro. I threw up because I didn't know what it was. Like that junk crept me out. Like I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, man, I remember that till this day, bro. I think I was like 4 years old too, bro. And I threw it right in my mama's living room floor.
And the experience was so unusual that some kids were afraid to try them at first. Then came the rumor that would define a generation. Word spread on playgrounds across America that Mikey from the Life cereal commercials had eaten Pop Rocks with soda and his stomach had exploded. Parents panicked, and the company even set up a hotline to assure worried families that the rumor was completely false. For black kids, Pop Rocks became legendary.
What they do, Mikey, like that, dude?
Not just because of the taste, but because of the danger they supposedly represented. Sneaking a pack and sharing it with friends became an act of rebellion. Sucking on a sugar daddy all day was a skill that black kids in the 1970s perfected out of necessity. These caramel lollipops.
I ain't gonna lie, that was a lollipop? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I forgot. But them joint tastes was super hard for sure. Like
pops on a stick.
Yeah, I couldn't get down.
Were designed to last. And when money was tight, making your candy last was the smart thing to do. The caramel was firm and dense, requiring patience and determination to work through. Some kids would bite down and risk losing a tooth, while others learned to let the candy slowly
You definitely gonna lose a tooth eating them joy tastes. I ain't gonna lie.
dissolve in their mouths. Sugar babies were the smaller version. Bites.
Them joy tastes used to do that too, bro. Like, you feel me? Them boys was super hard. I just like, and I used to love them so bad because I love caramel, bro, and I love the, you know what I'm saying, milk chocolate, but I be sitting there having to suck on that joint forever, and then by the time you get to chewing it, it's so far stuck off of your tooth, you're not about to be able to enjoy it, bro.
Size caramel pieces coated in a thin candy shell that came in boxes perfect for sharing at the movies. Both candies were affordable and filling, which mattered when treats were not an everyday occurrence. The act of walking down the street with a sugar daddy in your mouth became a symbol of having a little pocket money and knowing how to spend it wisely. These candies represented a simpler time when a single piece could provide hours of entertainment.
Sugar babies.
Puckering up from lemon heads and crunching on Boston baked beans.
Come on, man. Lemon heads and Boston baked beans still out here. But that Alexander the Great, oh yeah, that joint tasted for sure. Hey, but they still, some store, like, depending on what store you go to, bro. I seen that before. Like, they had pulled that out of the, you know what I'm saying, pulled a rabbit out of the hat with that Alexander the Great, and I was threw off. Like, what is that? Like, you feel me?
Experiences that black kids in the 1970s knew well. Lemon heads were small, round candies with a sour lemon coating that made your face scrunch up before giving way to a sweet center. They came in little boxes that rattled when you shook them, and kids poured them straight from the box into their mouths. Boston baked beans were candy-coated
Peanut
peanuts that
head.
looked like tiny red beans and had a satisfying crunch that made them perfect for
I
snacking.
ain't gonna lie, I'm burnt out on them. I ain't gonna say burnt out, but I love them boys. Like the wife got me hooked on them.
Both candies were cheap enough to buy with loose change and small enough to hide from teachers during class. The
They
corn
even got skimp on them little boxes too, bro. Them little boxes smaller than what they used to, and they got the nerve to charge $3 for $1, like 35 cents now instead of the quarter. Like, what type of weird man?
corner store always had them right at the front counter where kids could see them and beg their parents for just one box. These candies were not fancy or complicated, but they were reliable favorites that showed up at every family gathering, church event, and neighborhood cookout. Eating Kool-Aid pickles was a uniquely Southern Black
Hey,
experience that started
I ain't never fooled with the pickles, but yeah, I used to, I'm hip though. You feel me?
spreading through communities in the 1970s.
Was
Someone in the
that
Mississippi
an old
Delta
churches back there in the background?
figured out that soaking dill pickles in Kool-Aid and sugar created something almost magical. The result was a bright red or purple pickle, sweet, super sour, salty, and tangy all at once. Kids called them Koolicles and bought them from corner stores, gas stations, and neighborhood entrepreneurs who made them at home. Cherry and tropical punch were
Man, look at this lineup, bro. This Kool-Aid, dog. They got the bedrock orange up here with Fred Flintstone on that jointation. They got the grape, the lemonade. You feel me? What is this? Purple Saurus? What? Rex? Oh, dog. That junk look like it's bruh. I ain't never had that jointation. I want to try that. You hear me? I'm a berry blue type of dude for sure all day, but that tropical punch, I don't know. That package looking like it's fire, man. That package making it look like it's way better than the ones they got out now. You hear me?
the most popular flavors, turning ordinary green pickles into neon-colored treats that looked almost too
See,
strong.
I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen them do the pickles like that. Now I seen them like drop the pickles in the sandwich bag. I mean, drop the Kool-Aid in the sandwich bag and dip the pickle in there. You know what I'm saying? Like how they do the little circle with the, you feel me? With the thing, you know, like that, you know. But I ain't never seen them drop it in the mason jar and actually make the Kool-Aid and then drop the pickle in that jointation. That jointation look wild.
To eat. But once you tried one, you understood the appeal. The combination
Hey, yo, what's up with Granny, bro? That's wild, bro. They what? Hey, yo, Granny wilding out there. You
should not have worked, yet somehow it did perfectly. Kool-Aid pickles became a community tradition, passed down through generations, with each family holding a secret recipe and a preferred flavor. While you can still find them in some, Kool-Aid pickles became
ice cream
a
party.
community tradition, passed down through generations, with each family holding a secret
recipe. Children's party. What? Come on, man. Let me stop.
Recipe and a preferred flavor. While you can still find them in some parts of the South today, the original culture of buying them from your neighbor has largely faded. Unwrapping a marathon bar and seeing that full 8 inches of braided caramel covered in chocolate was a moment of pure excitement for Black kids in the
braided caramel covered in chocolate? That's crazy.
The 1970s. Mars Candy Company introduced this treat in 1973 and marketed it as the candy bar.
Why they got that jointation looking like a Snickers? You
took longer to eat than any other. The wrapper even had a ruler printed on the back so kids could verify the impressive length for themselves. The braided design meant the caramel stretched and pulled as you bit into it, making each piece last longer than a regular candy bar. For kids whose parents could not always afford treats, the marathon bar was worth every penny because it seemed to go on forever. Kids would break off sections and trade them with friends, stretching one candy bar into an afternoon of sharing. When Mars discontinued the marathon bar In 1981,
And
fans
look
were
at that.
devastated.
I'm sorry, bro. Like, I love looking at like old nostalgic like pictures and videos and just what I'm saying, footage for real, bro. Like,
A similar candy called the Curly Whirly still exists in the United Kingdom, but it is not the same as the American original. Pouring pixie sticks straight into your mouth was the closest thing to eating pure sugar that black kids in the 1970s could get. These
hey, you used to couldn't get that joy tasting wet, or you was through. You better try to get it out the other side. You hear me?
paper straws filled with flavored powder came in every color of the rainbow and cost just pennies each. The giant versions were more expensive, but worth it for the sheer amount of sugar they contained. Kids learned tricks for eating them without spilling, tearing the top just right, and tilting their heads back to catch every last grain. The powder was essentially flavored sugar. It tasted like Kool-Aid without the water. Teachers tried to ban them because kids would eat them during class, leaving telltale colored powder on their desks and lips. The straw wrappers littered playgrounds and sidewalks throughout black neighborhoods, evidence of a generation that loved its sweets. Pixie sticks were not sophisticated or nutritious, but they delivered exactly what they promised: pure sugary joy in a paper tube that cost almost
Man, them boys huge, man. I'd be scared to eat all of that, man, at one time, man. It ain't gonna be super hyper.
nothing. Hearing the bells of the good humor. Ice cream truck sent black kids running through their neighborhoods in the 1970s. The white trucks with friendly drivers in matching white uniforms were a welcome sight on hot summer days. Good
Look at this lineup: chip burger, toasted almond. Oh yeah, I remember that toasted almond. I never tried it. I'm mad. They still got these: the strawberry shortcake and the chocolate eclair, snow cone, Sunday twist. They don't got that no more, but that's still out. I wanted to try that twist. I want to try that twisted almond. I never had that joy taste.
humor bars came in varieties that became legendary, from the chocolate eclair bar to the strawberry shortcake bar with its coating of pink crumbs. The toasted almond bar was a favorite among kids who liked the crunch, while the simple chocolate-coated vanilla bar satisfied those who preferred the classics. Getting to the truck before it drove away required speed and determination. Kids would beg their parents for loose change the moment they heard those bells approaching. Good Humor sold off its truck fleet in the 1970s due to rising fuel
It's definitely been times niggas be running out the what's the name for blocks, man, trying to catch up with a ice cream truck. You hear me?
costs. And while the brand survived through grocery store sales, the experience of buying from the truck became increasingly rare. Nothing quite replaces the memory of that cold treat handed through the truck window. Biting into wax bottles, wax lips, and wax fangs was a strange but beloved tradition for black kids in the 1970s. Nick L. Nips were the tiny wax bottles filled with sweet-colored syrup that you bit open and drained before chewing on the wax itself. The liquid inside was intensely sweet and
I couldn't get down
came
with
in
it.
cherry, grape, orange, and lemon flavors. Once the syrup was gone, kids would chew the wax like gum, even though it had no flavor. Wax
Right.
lips and wax fangs were worn as much as they were eaten, with kids making faces at each other before eventually chewing them up.
I remember the wax lips too, but it was pointless. Like it tasted so nasty. Like
These candies were cheap and plentiful at every corner store in black neighborhoods. Halloween was prime time for wax candy, but kids bought them year-round because they were fun and affordable. The act of chewing flavorless wax might seem pointless to kids today, but in the 1970s, it was just what you did. Crunching into a Chico stick was a peanut butter lover's dream for black kids in the 1970s. These bright orange candy sticks were made of crunchy peanut butter and toasted coconut, creating a texture and flavor combination that was completely unique. They looked like something from another planet with their neon color and bumpy surface.
I ain't gonna lie, I had to be like blow just to sit there eating Chico stick.
But one bite revealed their delicious secret. The candy crumbled and stuck to your teeth, releasing peanut butter flavor with every chew.
It definitely used to get stuck in your teeth heavy.
Chico sticks were affordable and satisfying, making them perfect for kids who needed a snack that would actually fill them up a little. They came individually, wrapped or in bags that you could share with friends and family. Some people compared them to the inside of a Butterfinger bar, but true fans knew that Chico sticks had their own identity. These candies showed up
I
at
know I had coconut on it too, and I definitely ain't fooling with that no.
family reunions, church picnics, and corner stores throughout Black communities during a time when they were at peak popularity. Unwrapping a piece of Bazooka bubblegum and reading the Bazooka Joe comic
That bazooka was lame as hell too, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
inside was a ritual for Black kids in the 1970s. The pink gum came wrapped in wax.
Bazooka bubblegum flavor used to last probably about 2 seconds, dog, and be gone. Like, bazooka wasn't good for nothing, man.
Paper with a tiny comic strip featuring Bazooka Joe and his friends. Kids would collect these comics, trading them with friends and saving their favorites. The gum itself was hard at first, requiring serious jaw work before it softened enough to blow bubbles. The flavor was intense, but it faded quickly, leaving you with a tasteless
I just said that, dog, like bazooka was garbage, man.
wad that you kept chewing anyway. Bazooka cost just a penny or two, making it accessible to every kid with a few coins in their pocket. The brand ran contests where you could mail in comics for prizes, adding an element of excitement beyond just the gum. Bubble blowing contests were common on playgrounds, with kids competing to see who could blow the biggest bubble before it popped all over their face. Pretending to smoke candy cigarettes was something Black kids in the 1970s did without thinking twice about the implications. These
candy cigarettes, them boys tasted like chalk, but they was hitting, because it was like we swore we was smoking some squares. You feel?
sugar sticks came in packages.
Remember the gum that came like that? You used to be able to blow the dust out that gum out that joint. You feel me? Y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all hip to that.
Packages designed to look exactly like real cigarette brands, complete with flip-top boxes and foil wrapping. Kids would pull them out, hold them between their fingers, and pretend to blow smoke by exhaling sharply to create a tiny puff of powdered sugar.
That's back when you could just smoke cigarettes in public in restaurants and stuff. You feel me?
Some versions were chocolate wrapped in edible paper, making them even more realistic and delicious. The candy was nothing special on its own, just sweetened chalk or chocolate, but the act of pretending made it exciting. Parents,
y'all ever had chocolate? I ain't never had no chocolate flavored cigarette candy.
Let their children play with these without concern because it was simply what kids did. Looking back, the idea of marketing cigarette-shaped candy to children seems problematic, and these products eventually faced criticism and restrictions. But for Black kids growing up in the 1970s, candy cigarettes were just another fun treat from the corner store. Eating space food sticks made Black kids in the 1970s feel like they were astronauts, even if they never left their neighborhood. Pillsbury created these chewy snack sticks during the space program craze, and early versions actually traveled to the moon with astronauts. The sticks came in chocolate, peanut butter, and caramel flavors, each one dense.
Space food sticks. Let me know in the comment section if y'all know what that is. That's before my time. You feel me? I'm an 88 baby. I'm an 80s baby. You're
and chewy with a texture somewhere between a Tootsie Roll and a piece of cake. The packaging featured futuristic designs that promised kids a taste of what life in space might be like. For a generation that grew up watching moon landings on television, space food sticks felt like a connection to something bigger than everyday life. Kids would bring them to school and show them off, pretending they were preparing for their own space missions. When space food sticks were eventually discontinued, a piece of that space-age wonder disappeared with them. Sucking on Jolly Ranchers until your tongue turned colors was a favorite pastime for Black kids in the 1970s. These hard candies came in flavors.
It still is when you working late night shifts too.
So intense they almost hurt. From watermelon to green apple, cherry, and grape. The candies were meant to be sucked slowly, lasting far longer than most other treats if you had the patience. Kids who bit down too soon risked cracking a tooth or having the candy shatter into sharp pieces. The wrapper made a distinctive crinkling sound everyone recognized, a small signal that someone nearby had something good. Trading Jolly Rancher flavors became a playground economy, with watermelon often commanding the highest value. The candy stained your mouth.
Yes, sir. How many of y'all vouching for that, man? That watermelon is the top dog of the Jolly Rancher. Yes, sir. I love watermelon when it comes to a lot of flavors, when it comes to a lot of candy. Like, you feel me? I don't know why, but you feel me? My wife, she be hating. She, no way ever watermelon is the best way. Stop playing with me, girl. You.
So much parents could tell what flavor you had eaten just by looking at your tongue. Jolly Ranchers were perfect for church services, long car rides, and boring classroom lectures because they lasted and lasted. Chewing fruit stripe gum, watching the flavor disappear in 30.
Now that was that joint right there. You hear me? That joint tasting was this, man. I said that back then. I said, man, I remember as a child knowing that them was gonna go out of business one day, and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna get older and I'm gonna be looking back like this gum was the shit. And it was, bro, and I can't find this gum nowhere, bro. And if I do, it ain't gonna be like how it was back in the day, man. I guarantee you, bro. Fruit Stripes was it.
30 seconds was a universal experience for black kids in the 1970s. The striped sticks of gum came in a colorful, zebra-covered package which promised exotic fruit flavors.
Exactly.
Each piece had stripes that could transfer temporary tattoos to your tongue if you pressed the gum against it before chewing.
See,
the initial burst of flavor was incredible, a rainbow of fruity sweetness that exploded in your mouth. But the magic faded.
I ain't even know tattoos can go on your tongue like that. Wear them and wear them. Collect all 10 tattoos. I ain't know you could hold the gum on your tongue and make the colors for the gum lay on your tongue like that. That's crazy. I wish I'd have known that.
Almost immediately, leaving you with bland, tasteless gum that nobody wanted to keep chewing. Kids would go through multiple pieces trying to extend that first moment of flavor, making the pack disappear faster than any other gum on the market.
Right.
Some said fruit stripe gum was more about the experience than the actual chewing, and they were probably right. The zebra mascot Yipes became iconic on packaging that stood out on every candy shelf. Stretching Laffy Taffy and reading the jokes on the wrapper was part of the fun for black kids in the 1970s.
They still got Laffy Taffy. And that Mary Jane was one of them hard jointations too, I ain't gonna lie. But the Laffy Taffy, it depended on, you feel me? Like, if it's them small ones, yeah, I can tolerate them little small ones, you feel me? Them boys fire, you know.
These rectangular pieces of chewy taffy came in flavors like banana, strawberry, grape, and cherry, each one guaranteed to pull at your teeth and stick to your molars. The texture sat somewhere between now and laters and regular taffy, soft enough to bite, but chewy enough to last. Every wrapper featured a kid-friendly joke, ranging from genuinely funny to grown-worthy puns that made you roll your eyes.
Now, them boys had the joke, so I remember them. The Laffy Taffys definitely came with a joke on the flip of that little, you feel me, when you rip it off that.
Kids would save the best jokes to tell their friends, turning candy eating into a comedy exchange. Laffy Taffy was cheap enough to buy several pieces at once.
Them little hard candies right there. These right here, man, my mama used to have a cabinet. She used to have a box full of them in the cabinet, bro, right? And I don't know why I used to keep going up in there, and for some reason, I used to swallow that thing by accident. Like, it used to just slide down my throat, like, boom, like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, oh, I'm about to damn near choke, like, and man, to the point where I'm like, I'm scared to eat them, because every time I ate it, it used to always, you know what I'm saying, damn near choke on it, like, cause it would just, you feel me? I could never just sit there and suck on it until it got little and then chew it. That bitch would just damn near choke me and just slide down the back of my throat, like, nigga, no, you know what I'm saying? No type of, you feel me? I'm like, with no type of warning or nothing, I'm just like, you feel me? I couldn't stand them. So every time I see that little rapper candy, bro, man, I get irritated. Like,
to buy several pieces at once, and satisfying enough to make each piece feel worth it. The banana flavor in particular had devoted fans who argued it was the best candy banana flavor ever created. The combination of sweet treat and entertainment made Laffy
I ain't gonna lie, that is like the only like banana flavor candy that's like fire for real. Is Laffy Taffy.
Taffy more than just candy. Getting to the bubblegum center of a blow pop was a challenge that black kids in the 1970s happily accepted. These lollipops had a hard candy shell around a
Yeah, blow pop was a tradition, and watermelon definitely knocked the whole box off when it comes to flavors on that joint.
chewy bubblegum center, giving you two treats in one. The anticipation of working through the outer layer to reach the gum inside made every blow pop feel like an adventure. Cherry, grape, watermelon, and sour apple were among the favorite flavors, each one delivering that satisfying moment when the candy finally gave way to gum. Some kids tried to bite through too quickly and ruined the experience, while patient ones savored every layer of the journey. The gum inside was not the best quality and lost its flavor quickly, but that hardly mattered. The point was reaching it after all that work.
Right.
Blow pops were perfect for long walks home from school or lazy summer afternoons when you had nothing but 10. Peeling the paper wrapper off an ice cream sandwich and trying to eat it before it melted everywhere was a summer ritual for black kids in the 1970s.
A lot of these joint tastes they talking about that's on here is still out to this day, but hey, I don't know. We still gonna rock with it.
These simple treats featured vanilla ice cream pressed between two soft
That was a classic too. I'd sit there and eat about 2-3 of them joints back to back. You real?
chocolate wafer cookies, and they cost less than most other frozen treats.
Yep.
The chocolate cookie would stick to
Yep, that for sure. You for sure getting off, off the cheap joint with the, you know what I'm saying, off the basic little ice cream sandwich. You can't lose with that.
Eating a Reggie bar made black kids in the 1970s feel connected to sports greatness.
Y'all hip to the Reggie bar? I'm hip to the Reggie Bud, not the Reggie bar.
Named after baseball legend Reggie Jackson, this candy bar debuted in 1976 and became an instant sensation. The bar featured peanuts, caramel, and chocolate.
That's like it's good, I ain't gonna lie.
In a combination similar to Baby Ruth, but with the added appeal of being named after a real-life hero. When Jackson hit 3 home runs in a single World Series game in 1977, fans threw Reggie bars onto the field in celebration. For black kids who idolized Jackson and other black athletes, eating his namesake candy bar felt like a small connection to greatness. The marketing around the bar emphasized Jackson's charisma and star power, making it more than just candy. Standard Brands eventually discontinued the Reggie bar, but its memory lives on among those who grew up eating it. No other candy bar has quite captured that same combination of taste and hero worship. Opening a Hunt snack pack pudding can with the pull tab and eating it with a tiny spoon was a treat black kids in the 1970s
Yeah, that's before my time too.
looked forward to. These individual servings of chocolate, vanilla, and butterscotch pudding came in aluminum cans, and they were marketed as healthy snacks for children. The pull tab lid could be sharp and dangerous, and many kids cut their fingers trying to open them or scrape out the last bits of pudding. Parents loved that snack packs did not require refrigeration until open, making them easy to pack and store. Kids loved that they tasted good and that each one came in its own little container. The pudding was smooth and creamy, nothing like homemade, but satisfying in its own processed way. Later versions came in plastic cups that were safer, but somehow less special. Those small aluminum containers felt like individual treasures that belonged entirely to you. Shaking a box of screaming yellow zonkers and pouring the sweet glazed popcorn into your mouth was an experience black kids in the 1970s cherished. The snack came in distinctive black, yellow, and blue boxes covered with humorous sayings, and it was often packaged with small collectible toys. The popcorn itself was coated
Yeah, it was like Cracker Jacks to me, but hey, that one of the Zonkers.
in a sweet, buttery glaze that made it crispy and addictive, different from regular caramel corn. Kids saved their boxes and compared the funny messages printed on them, turning snack time into a social activity.
Yeah.
Screaming yellow zonkers were often given as treats for special occasions, which made them feel more special than everyday snacks. The texture was light and crunchy. It melted on your tongue while delivering bursts of sweetness. When screaming yellow zonkers disappeared from grocery shelves in 2007, a piece of 1970s nostalgia went with them.
Yeah.
Breaking off pieces of a big hunk candy bar and letting the chewy nougat and peanuts work your jaw was a satisfying experience for black kids in the 1970s.
That shit said work your jaw. That shit sound wild as hell, like nigga blowing at somebody, hitting somebody in their face. So let me work your jaw with this fish real quick, fam.
This long white bar packed with roasted peanuts was meant to be broken apart and shared, although most kids wanted to keep it all for themselves. The texture was unlike any other candy, chewy and dense with peanuts embedded throughout. Eating a big hunk required commitment because the nougat stuck to everything, including your teeth, your fingers, and sometimes your clothes. Kids would freeze big hunks to make them easier to break, although that also made them harder on the teeth.
Right.
The bar was affordable and filling, making it popular among kids who needed their candy to last and satisfy. Big Hunk was often found alongside his sister, Candy Abazaba, in corner stores throughout black neighborhoods. Reaching into grandma's purse and finding wrapped hard candies was a tradition that black kids in the 1970s knew well. Every grandmother and elder aunt seemed to carry the same mysterious assortment of treats at the bottom of her bag.
Yeah.
Strawberry-shaped hard candies with a
Yeah, that was it right there. That was like a favorite right there. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was a watermelon, but them is strawberry shaped joy tasty.
soft center and strawberry-shaped wrappers were the most iconic, appearing in nearly every black grandmother's purse across America. Werther's original butterscotch candies, peppermints, and
I was about to say that butterscotch, you hear me?
those mysterious ribbon candies that only appeared at Christmas also made regular appearances. Kids learned to ask politely and wait for the offering, knowing that rushing would only delay the reward. The candies often had lint stuck to them or had been in the purse for who knows how long, but that somehow made them more special. Grandma's purse candy represented love and tradition and the sweetness of being spoiled by elders who always had something for their grandchildren.
Man, that's the video, man. I like that joytation, man. While we at it, man, we gonna go ahead and like that joytation and subscribe to that joytation. You feel me? Oh, it's two of them. Soulful Yesterdays and the Hungry Historian. You feel me? We gonna subscribe to both of them jointations. So they collaborators on this jointation. So y'all go ahead and tap in with Soulful Yesterdays and the Hungry Historian. And we gonna go ahead and like that jointation as well. You know? And yeah, man, like I say, man, y'all know, man, I love nostalgic images, photos, footage. You know what I'm saying? I'm just very into the nostalgic bag, man. You feel me? I'm a true 80s baby, man. I love the back in the day. I just love history. I love going back in time, man. It's just, you feel me, teleporting for a minute. Like I say, I got an imagination out this world. I really know how to just take myself there. So if you like that, you in the right spot. You feel me? You rocking with your dog. You Mpack Reacts is where you belong. You hear me? So I'm gonna get back at y'all with another jointation. You feel me? Like the video up, man. Hit the subscribe button, man. If you into the same things I'm into, you got a hell of an imagination like me and really love the good old times. If you stuck in the house in this winter time and you don't like the winter, man, and you want to escape to the summer, hey, man, I'm going to get off into some of that jointation too. I'm going to get off. Oh, man, listen to me, bro. Listen to me. We're going to be on the same type of time. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so every time I upload, you will be on the scene. You feel me? Right there with me. You feel me? We're going to teleport together. You feel me? So, Hey, appreciate y'all, man. You're now watching Impact Reacts, and I'll be back with another jointation. You heard?
You are watching Mpack Reacts.